Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we're going to be going over Team of the Week for the 4th Team of the Week of FIFA 20. And there's quite a few players here who have a lot of pace. And we all know by now that pace is essential in FIFA 20, especially when it gets to that attacking half of the pitch with players like Saint Maximin playing against you in division rivals. You need some pace to keep up with them. So this is one exciting Team of the Week, really, considering all its pace, and there's going to be quite a few players in here that I think are probably going to be pretty overpowered in the game. Starting off with 4 players, 3 of them being strikers, but we're going to start off with the CDM Jorginho. I don't think he's going to be as good as Ndidi's inform, which he got 1 or 2 weeks ago, because that's pretty good, his stats. I do think Jorginho will, however, be cheaper, so if you've got more of a budget team, maybe Jorginho will be the player you'll be using. However, if you have a little bit more, I'd be tempted to spend the extra 30k, probably it will be around that, on Ndidi's inform. Moving on to striker Dybala, which isn't necessarily his fully most comfortable position, even though we know for a fact that he is quite flexible where he can play on the wing, really. He can play striker, but he does have a FIFA card. His gold card on FIFA is Cam. So he's got 84 pace, 84 shooting, 85 passing. His first 3 stats, which all are decent, they're all over 83. And I think it's definitely a usable card in FIFA 20, and it will be quite expensive as well, because he's known as a world-class player, and any world-class player on FIFA 20 is going to cost a lot, especially when they've got an inform. Moving on to another Serie A striker, Immobile. I don't think he'll be as expensive as Dybala's, as his 2 overall ratings lower. However, I do think he'll still keep his price for a while. I do think he'll probably be around that 100k mark, because his stats look pretty decent, and for 87 rated in form, I think 100k, if not probably more, is about a reasonable price. And a Bundesliga striker here, the French Bundesliga striker, Pli, 84, I think that's how you say it, by the way, Pli. 84 rated for him. Definitely a card that if you have a Bundesliga team, that I would look into personally. If I had a Bundesliga team or even a French team, I'd look into getting him, as he won't be too expensive, and he does look like a decent kind of player, one that is kind of perfect, to be totally honest, for a team that, you know, well, FIFA's only been out for like 4 weeks, as you can see by Team of the Week. It's the 4th Team of the Week, so basically FIFA's only been out for 4 weeks, so the team quality isn't necessarily top-notch like it is on FIFA 19 like 5 weeks ago. Obviously everyone's FIFA 19 teams 5 weeks ago were ridiculously good, but now I think that it's the start of the game. I think that kind of player and that kind of card will be extremely usable in a team. Moving on to 3 midfielders here. 2 of them, however, being attacking midfielders, but let's start with the one furthest to the left, Marco Verratti, with a centre mid card that will be usable definitely in a FIFA team at the moment. Personally, I ain't the biggest fan of any Marco Verratti card in the last few FIFAs, as his pace is quite low, and especially in FIFA 20, pace is essential. So if I had a League 1 Confirmer team, or a Paris Saint-Germain team, or even an Italian team, I probably wouldn't get him unless you have the 86 Marco Verratti, or you're just a fan of having that better dribbling. He's even got decent defending there with 81, I think it is, and 86 passing. So his passing, dribbling, and defending is quite good. However, his shooting isn't great, and his pace isn't great either. So one that I wouldn't pick up personally if I had a League 1 Confirmer team, and it'll be quite expensive being 87 rated. I'm playing for quite a big club, especially in the French league. Moving on to the card in the middle, a central attacking midfielder card for Gomez. I think that's his normal position. I don't really know why I said it like I was surprised, but it's a decent looking card, and one that I definitely would invest in if I had an Argentinian team, or any team basically that would let him fit into the team with a lot of chemistry. He's got 90 pace, which is obviously, like, I don't know how many times I've said it in this video, but pace is so essential in FIFA, and for a Cam to have 90 pace, that is quite good, and he's decent all-round stats. His physical isn't great, his defending isn't great, however he's a central attacker midfielder, and for a central attacker midfielder it's actually quite good. So a very usable card in any squad really at the moment in FIFA, unless you've got a full squad of icons, which I probably doubt it. So decent all-round stats for Gomez there. And let's move on to the third and final card that you can see on the screen, which is Bergwijn. Now, if you have an Eredivisie team, this is definitely one you want to be picking up, even though his price will be quite high, especially for the first week of him being out. But 90 pace, 78 shooting for a cam is decent, 79 passing. His all-round stats basically are quite good. His physical's better than Gomez's, and he's got one better defending. So, to be totally honest, I think Bergwijn's card is just as good as Gomez's, and obviously I do think it'll be a bit cheaper because he has that 2 overall rating difference, and he is in a league and plays for a nation that probably doesn't have as many players that have got really high rated stats. I've just realised that this video has been going on for quite a while, so I'm going to try and sum up this defence in, well, each player in 5 words. So that doesn't include the player name when I say it, by the way, because then that'll be 4 words. So it's 5 words to describe them basically. Hradecky, decent reflexes, good Bundesliga goalkeeper. Nelson Semedo, pacey, good dribbling, alright defending. I'm going to add another word on to the end as well. Pricey. Palois, slow. That's all that needs to be said, to be totally honest. The same about Lewis Dunk. They're both quite slow, which that basically means that they aren't going to keep up with the pacey players in FIFA 20, and every single FIFA team now has pacey players in their attack. Like, not one actual proper good FIFA player has a non-pacey attack, because pace is so key in FIFA 20. But anyway, moving on to the subs bench. Moving on to the subs bench, I believe this is. I'm going to go slightly faster than I have been with the starting 11, because I want to kind of get through this quicker, because I may be boring you and I don't want to do that. So please carry on watching, as hopefully it's going to get more interesting with more players to cover. Let's move on to the subs bench. Aitor, a Spanish goalkeeper with 84 reflexes. For a substitute goalkeeper, this looks alright, I guess. His reflex is the only thing really where it's the only stat that kind of attracts me to the card, because reflexes is very important in a goalkeeper. However, the rest of his stats don't really attract me to his card. His card is probably not very usable, even though it is an inform, so I wouldn't invest in it. You can definitely get a better goalkeeper from La Liga or the Spanish than that. Moving on to Theo Hernandez. Now, I don't want to go too in depth about his card. However, 93 pace is once again very crucial at a left back, and decent defending stats. Well, I say decent, it's pretty terrible, but with that pace it kind of makes up for it. So to be totally honest, if you can afford him and you have 2 decent centre backs that you know are going to be solid, I don't think that defending will matter that much with 75 defending, and he's got 81 physical as well, so I'd probably invest in him if you have a French team, just generally, or you have a team that is based around his league. So yeah, decent left back there. Rodriguez, 81 rated right back card. To be totally honest, I don't think he'll be usable, as his nation and league isn't a very popular one, so I'm just going to skip that. Probably not usable, not great, wouldn't invest in him. And moving on to the CDM on the subs bench, with an 82 rated card that will be usable in a Bundesliga team, or in a team that is part of his, basically, I was going to say with a team that's from his nation, but to be totally honest, I don't know whether you can make a full team. Once again, like a few players on here, I don't think his nation is a great one when it comes to doing hybrids and stuff like that. However, his league is obviously quite big, Bundesliga, so if you have a Bundesliga team, maybe look into investing, but you can definitely get a better CDM than him, and especially when he'll be priced around 15k, I'd say, when he comes out. So I would probably look for some other CDMs from the Bundesliga and really compare them, because I don't know whether it'll be the best, especially with 73 defending as a CDM isn't amazing. Moving on to the cam on the subs bench, Mollet. He looks like he has an alright card, I guess. Nothing too amazing, but one that if you have a French team, it may work. Once again, like a lot of players on a subs bench or a reserves bench on the team of the week, it's a usable card. However, I wouldn't necessarily go, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to get that, as that looks really overpowered and really good. Moving on to 82 rated Wesley. However, this is one of the players on a subs bench where you could go, maybe he is actually quite good. As soon as I saw his gold card, I thought that if he gets an inform or if he gets a high rated card, he could be pretty overpowered. I don't think this card is going to be an overpowered card. However, if he ends up getting a team of the season, for instance, I do think that will be pretty good. So, one that I would invest in if he gets down to about 12k, maybe. But if you have Pookie, for instance, I think Pookie is better than that card. So I wouldn't suggest investing in him if you have players like Pookie, or if you have a better striker who has better shooting and better pace, because his pace isn't amazing. However, his physical is quite good. But I don't know how much that's needed as a striker. Because to be totally honest, pace is the biggest thing this FIFA, so I'd focus more on pace there. And moving on to the last player on the subs bench, and another striker, Jermaine Defoe. Now, when I saw his gold card, I thought he's not going to be usable because of his pace. However, now with his inform, he's been brought up to 72 pace, which is slightly more usable, and I do think this card is one that you will see, because it is a usable card. So to be totally honest, if you have an English team, for instance, I would look into getting him, maybe. But if you are really into pace and want pace out of your players, I wouldn't necessarily look into him that far, because there's players like Rashford with a better pace. I know he's really expensive, but that's just an example. Now moving on to the reserves bench, featuring Adama Traore, which was one hyped up card for the Team of the Week 4 in FIFA 20. However, I don't know really whether that many people will get him, as he's a right back with like 40 defending. So to be totally honest, that kind of disappoints me. Him being a right back. However, I do think it'd be too overpowered if he's a right forward or a right winger. So I think EA maybe made the better choice of making him not too overpowered, as he does play right wing back. And he has like 40 defending, which is pretty terrible for a right wing back. However, if you are once again really into pace, then maybe you want to look into him, because he is extremely fast in this game. To be totally honest, I don't feel like I need to cover the other 4 cards on the reserves bench, because who's actually got the kind of team that would invite that in for like 12k? Them kind of players are players that aren't worth 12k, and that are rarely ever bought from the market, unless you're doing like SBCs where you need an inform and it's just nice and cheap. But anyway, guys, that was my Team of the Week roundup for Team of the Week 4. I don't know whether I'm going to make this into a series, even though every single time I've called a group of videos a series, it didn't really work out, because I think I've only successfully finished like 1 or 2 series on my channel. So to be totally honest, I don't want to name this a series, because I don't know whether I'll be doing this next week. However, I have quite enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys have as well. So if you have, leave a like on the video. If you haven't, please leave a like on the video as well. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you haven't already, and subscribe if you didn't enjoy the video, because please subscribe. Thanks. Also, thanks for 110 subs. I'm not going to do a 110 sub special. However, I'd just like to thank you guys at the end of this video. 410 subs. It means a lot, and I don't want to go over like what I'd say in a normal sub special, because that's the exact reason why I'm not doing a subscriber special for 110 subscribers. However, when we reach 150 subs, I will do a sub special, I think. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Use code RealGem19 in the Fortnite store when buying anything in the item shop. Also, the Battle Pass is coming out soon, so make sure you use my code when buying that. Especially the Battle Bundle, because that's a lot of V-Bucks to spend using my code in the Fortnite store. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.